Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with two captains of the football team. We have Trelan Taylor, better known as number 8 on the field, a junior from San Diego, plays free safety, and he's also the Eagles' punt returner. And Jonn McLain, number 13, a native of Chadron, sophomore quarterback. So, guys, first of all, thanks for being here. We're trying something a little different. We're going to try to incorporate more student athletes into these CSC radio shows. But first of all, great win over Black Hill State on Saturday. Starting with you, Jonn, you were recently named the RMAC Offensive Player of the Week. You completed, I believe, 29 out of 34 passes, 394 yards, 4 touchdowns. Kind of the story of your day, though. You were 21 out of 21 at halftime for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did you know going into halftime that you hadn't thrown an incomplete pass?
I didn't know that. It was kind of, you kind of notice that things are going pretty well for you when you're on offense and you're scoring and all that. So I knew things were going well. I didn't know, any numbers or anything like that. I was just trying to stay focused and thinking about, the upcoming possession, the upcoming play, and so not too worried about the numbers during the game. Now,
2 interesting things about you. I talked to my graduate assistant, Alan Schmaltz, and he said towards the end of the first half, you were trying to run the 2-minute drill. And he said the reason is because you guys have practiced it, but you wanted to try to incorporate it in a game situation. Just for being a sophomore, Jonn, kind of having that leadership and that mentality, talk a little bit about kind of your role on the team and how it's changed this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Just I thought it was something that we should try to do, try to practice in a game setting, and it didn't work like I wanted it to, but I guess that's all right. Now I know what to do next time, I guess. As far as my role, I don't know. It's just the same as everyone else's, to come to practice every day, go to film, all that stuff, and come out ready to go every week.
Now, there were 2 throws in that first half that I don't think I could have completed against air, and you threw them against opponents. An 80-yard bomb to Nathan Ross, really on a heads-up play. Black Hill State had jumped off the sides, and you took advantage of it, just kind of throwing it up for grabs, but you hit him in stride. And it's one of those plays that much like Trelan's punt return, we'll talk about in a little bit, people who are at the game are going to remember that throw. And then you hit Alan Schmaltz for a 48-yard pass on the game's first play. Did you feel like you were kind of in the zone, things were clicking for you guys offensively?
Getting off to a fast start like that with Schmaltz, that was really big for us. And on both those plays, I just saw those guys running, and they're both pretty fast, so I just threw it as far as I could, and they went and got it, and that's something that the receivers did all day. When you complete a lot of passes, obviously someone's there to catch them. So, it was just a good day for us, and got to keep it rolling now.
In addition to Jonn's great play in quarterback and really kind of captaining the offense, Trelan Taylor had another great game for the Eagles. Finished with 9 tackles, and he also made a highlight reel-worthy punt return. Trelan, for those who don't know, one of your first punt returns of the day, you got straight up smacked. You got leveled, kind of coughed up the ball, but you recovered it. It was a illegal, or I believe they called a kick catch interference, so it was a 5-yard penalty. But it was a big hit. Was that in your mind when you caught that punt return in the fourth quarter when you were getting ready to take it to the house?
Well, I saw the ball hanging on the hit, so I took that hit because I knew the punt return before that they weren't slowing down, like they were coming, and they probably didn't know the rule. There's a halo rule; you can't interfere with that. But on the punt return that I took to the house, I just I had confidence, like all day. Like I've been frustrated with the punt return, but you just got to keep coming out and keep fighting. So I just had confidence that I was going to take one to the house, like I do every punt return.
Well, it ended up being an 86-yard touchdown, which is actually the longest punt return in school history. I don't know if you knew that. Both of you actually set records during the game. Jonn with his 21 straight completions, he ended up beating out his older brother, Jonn McLain, who had the previous record. And then Trelan, your punt return for a touchdown is the longest in school history. Personally, I played football, but it was just in 7th and 8th grade, nothing like you guys. I always am nervous on the sidelines when I see punt returns. And when I was talking to you in pregame when they were kicking, when special teams was kicking you guys, to me, it's kind of scary to have that ball coming in the air at you like that. What goes through your mind before you catch the punt, and then once you have it, what are you looking for? What are you doing? And talk specifically about your return.
Well, the first thing that goes in my head is I hope he kicks it farther enough that nobody's close enough to reach me. But I'm just focused. As soon as the ball in the air, I feel like it's just me and the ball. So it's just like first initial, I just got to catch the ball. Whether I get hit or not, I just got to catch the ball. It's the first thing that's going on in my mind. And then as soon as I catch the ball, instincts is right away. Like I'm looking to make the first guy miss. Like sometimes I don't really, pay attention to where the return is going because people are, split out in different ways. But as soon as I catch the ball, I'm like, make the first guy miss and then see where my blockers is at. So that's what goes on in my mind when I punt return.
Well, the win on Saturday over Black Hills was a total team effort, and something I know you guys are happy about. Jonn, especially on offense, and then Trelan being a big part of the defense in the defensive backfield, and then on special teams. Michael Madkins also had another great return there in the fourth quarter. You guys, before I let you get out of here, another big game this weekend. You guys are currently 4-1 in the RMAC. You're going to go to New Mexico Highlands, who is sitting tied for first in the conference with CSU Pueblo, who is the #1 ranked team in the nation. Highlands is basically the 27th ranked team in the nation. They got votes in the AFCA top 25 poll that came out this morning. So Jonn, just talk a little bit about Highlands defense. I'm sure you've watched them on film today. What's it going to take for the Eagles to get a win in Las Vegas this weekend?
Just gonna have to keep playing well, come out focused and disciplined. Really are the big keys, and not turn it over and have too many penalties like every week.
And then Trelan, offensively, they're a team that likes to throw. I think they're throwing it for over 370 yards a game. You're probably going to be busy in the backfield.
Definitely. We have to be disciplined as DBs in all aspects of the game and play 4 quarters pretty much. Not too many teams have really tested us deep a lot. I think they will. They will try us deep a lot. So we have to be on our P's and Q's.
All right, guys. Well, best of luck to you this weekend. That game kicks off at 1 p.m., and thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
Thanks.